With Astraeos, we've now got one of the best looking creatures in the game. But is the Boratos any good?
Hello Dodo crew, welcome back to another video on Ark Survival Ascended. Grab a bottle of water and let's get straight into it.
This video is sponsored by TBS, so make sure to stick around to the end for more details, and thanks to TBS for supporting this channel. Boaratos only spawns on Astraeos, which means you cannot find it on any other map. Most of its spawn points are on Ferokis. They basically spawn all over the island and are relatively common, which means you should be able to find them quite quickly. As of now, I haven't found any babies, which could mean you can only tame them normally. Just to mention it, they are huge. Like, really huge. If you don't want to look for Boratos, I've put the spawn commands in the video description. Just fill in the level you want and you're good to go. Taming the Boratos is extremely hard, and you really need to be well prepared. They can destroy all structures, including tech, and according to Dododex, they are the creature with the highest torpor drain after the Giga, which means they wake up super fast. To knock them out, you need to be well prepared. You will need a lot of narcotics, a long neck rifle, or an extremely good crossbow, darts and arrows, and extraordinary kibble or mutton. The Boratos itself is a simple knockout tame. So you basically find one that you like and then trank it until it falls down, then feed it kibble or mutton. A big shout out goes to Mystic for helping me finding the information and sharing everything she knew about Boratos with me. To tame a Boratos, you now have a few options that make it significantly easier without building traps that he might destroy. The first comes directly from Mystic, so I'll keep it brief. You can use a Karki and hold the pig into the air, so it cannot resist or deal damage. But if you need the whole explanation, check out the video on Mystic's channel. The second option is if you're playing in a team, you can simply pack the pig with a quet and hold it in the air, while your mate tranks it, while you just hold it in place. The last option is how you should actually tame it. The Boratos works like the pyromane, so you can extinguish it with water or an extinguisher grenade, and then it loses the ability to destroy stone or better structures. This means you can build a trap in shallow water, for example, that can even be made out of stone, and as long as the pig isn't burning, it cannot destroy your structures. While that's happening, you can just shoot at it until it falls down. Just be careful not to build the trap too deep in the water, otherwise it will drown. When it's sleeping, simply feed it the kibble and you're good to go. But watch out, the torpor drops really quickly, so don't let it wake up. You can craft the saddle at level 66 after you have tamed the Boratos. They got genders, which means you can also breed them for better stats, which is kinda insane. Now let's move on to the abilities. Boratos is an awesome addition to the game, especially because it can do a ton and makes many things so much easier. Since all the abilities are really strong and I have no idea on which order would be the best, I'm just going to do it the way I think makes sense. Boratos now has a very unique spot in the meta, because just being able to farm charcoal from regular trees alone is insane. And yes, you can also simply farm in the redwoods. Sure, you get overloaded with charcoal in one hit, but that's not a problem. Here's a quick summary of how you farm with a Karki. You need a Boratos and a Karki. Grab the pig in one claw. You will get overloaded relatively quickly and cannot move. But that's not a problem, because you can always throw the pig. Now throw the pig towards the next tree, mount it, and then hit the tree. If it's not looking in the right direction, no problem. Boratos can turn while standing still. Just hold the control key while looking towards the tree, and the pig will turn. And yeah, you can farm a few hundred to 1,000 charcoal from one redwood tree, which means this thing is for sure the best way to currently get charcoal. By the way, you don't need to use Hawk's Wrath to be able to farm charcoal. Boaratos has a few different attacks. First, the normal melee attack with the left mouse button. This one is okay and deals a pretty decent amount of damage. With the right mouse button, you can execute Tusk Gore, which deals less damage but applies bleed damage to the opponent. With the C key, you can switch into Hawk's Wrath. This is a buff that puts you into a different mode for 25 seconds. Here, your abilities change slightly. If you now hold the left mouse button, you activate Fury Slam, which is basically a stronger hit to the ground that deals damage in a small radius. If you hold the right mouse button, you can now spit fire. While doing the Hawk's Breath, you can also use Control to turn around and deal damage all around you. If you then cancel the stance again by pressing C, you perform an AoE attack that can damage structures of all tiers around you. The only thing you need to know, in Hawk's Breath, you need a ton of food, so you shouldn't just use it if you don't have meat in your inventory. On top of that, one more small thing, the Boratos has the passive ability Flameproof Fur. That means it cannot take fire damage itself, and when you're riding it, you can walk over many burning obstacles or enemies without your player taking damage. With its abilities, Boaratos is truly powerful and fills a few roles in the current meta that are really useful. I mean, charcoal farming is insane, and since the charcoal trees on Center no longer exist and the ones on Ragnarok are rather mid, Boaratos with its ability to farm charcoal directly from trees instantly becomes one of the best farmers in the game. Charcoal is tough to get, but with a few tricks, you can farm large amounts fairly quickly. There are now tricks like the skiff or a Karkinos, so the weight issue isn't a big deal anymore. It's for sure a bleeder too, because it has a really good health pool and deals good damage. And with its ability to inflict bleed damage, you can basically do a lot of damage to soakers like Stagos, which makes it relatively good for defense, for example. And maybe you could also take Boaratos to arenas like the Dragon, since with its Flameproof Fur, it doesn't take any damage from the Dragon's breath attack itself. But we will see whether that becomes a thing or not. Is it any good? Honestly, it is really good. It does feel a little strong, but honestly, it isn't overpowered. It does have a ton of abilities and is for sure a must-have. But somehow, it doesn't feel super broken, since it is only able to farm charcoal and has some decent abilities. The structure destroy stuff is okay, has a good amount of cooldown, which kind of balances it. So, I really like it, and it is good, and you really need it. Are you tired of playing alone on a dead server? Sick of lag, wipes, and admins who never show up? Then it's time to join TBS, one of the biggest no-wipe servers, on which I'm actually playing and I'm making a video on. On top of that, on their PvP and PvE servers, they have all maps available cross-platform, custom caves that are truly outstanding, auto-lootable raid bases, and even full 48-hour offline raid protection during the week. Not only that, but on weekends, it switches to a 3x orb, which offers the possibility for offline raids, more action, and so much more. A maximum of 4 players per tribe is allowed, and there are cash prizes for the best tribes. Your starter kits and a bunch of other things are designed to help new players get started on these servers. And if you don't feel like defending your base at 3 AM in the morning, there are a bunch of other things that make it possible for players with jobs or normal lives to play. On top of that, if PvP isn't your thing, why not join one of their PvE servers? Use the code Frodo in the TBS store to get 10% off on your purchase. Join TBS Arc and I'll see you on the cluster. I hope you liked this video and I'm thrilled to read if this video has helped you. Hit the like button, leave a comment below for the algorithm and consider subbing to the channel. Alright, Frodo.